just for the record, I know this isn't really a Spider-Man movie, but I decided to wear the Spider-Man onesie just for a good laugh.
We are Venom.
What is up, Posse? My name is Will Bromley, and welcome to another review here on Alpha Omega Wolf Productions. I am joined by a man who probably doesn't need an introduction anymore. This is TJ.
How y'all doing?
Alright, so we are here to discuss the newest Marvel movie, Venom. This movie is directed by Ruben Fleischer, I think that's how you pronounce his name.
Yeah.
And this movie stars Tom Hardy as journalist Eddie Brock, as he investigates a scientific corporation that is secretly experimenting with organic beings known as symbiotes. But when one symbiote attaches itself to Eddie, he becomes the anti-hero known as Venom. So, before we get into this movie, what is your knowledge on the character of Venom from like the comics, the cartoons, the video games, and I guess you could say that awkward performance in Spider-Man 3?
Well, I mean, growing up, like I said, with comics, Venom was always an interesting character to me. I mean, if he wasn't eating people, he was helping people. I mean,
Yeah.
it was like, and he's an anti-hero if you don't know, but
Right.
I loved Venom. Venom was always cool. Like, I don't know, I've always liked the strong characters. Like Hulk is my #1 favorite Marvel hero, and then here comes Venom. And honestly, I just, things I can remember about Venom, his tongue was always sticking out. That's
Yeah.
one thing. And he hates Spider-Man.
Yeah, and okay, if I had to list my favorite Spider-Man villains, first would be Dr. Octopus, and then it would be Venom.
Oh yeah.
Because I like how Venom was definitely like the anti-version of Spider-Man.
Yes.
And I think we can all agree that Spider-Man 3 may not have been the best Marvel movie ever.
Well, when you have a guy that came out of the 70s show, and to do him, and that was a horrible performance. I can't even remember his name.
Topher Grace.
Topher Grace. Yeah.
And then we got Tom Hardy in this, and he's been doing pretty darn well when it comes to movies. Like, he's been in movies like The Dark Knight Rises, Dunkirk, Inception, Mad Max Fury Road, and now we have Venom. And we obviously know that this movie pretty much has the internet split down the middle. People either love it or hate this movie. I'm
in the love category. I prefer not to listen to Rotten Tomatoes or Nostalgic Critic until I see it myself.
Right. I'm one of the people that actually thought it was okay. Like, it's not as bad as the critics were saying it's supposed to be, but I don't think it's all that great either.
The thing that bothered me is that it took half an hour to get Venom to come in.
Yeah. Like, we don't see him until, like, the halfway mark. And when we actually do see him, it's actually pretty entertaining.
Oh yeah, the fight is amazing. It was really good. And, you know, the villain was actually memorable for me.
A little bit, yeah. He's a little bit of the scientific baddie, though.
Yeah, but his the symbiotes that he was using, though, were pretty cool.
Yeah. And the dialogue between Eddie and Venom actually worked kind of well.
It was perfect.
Not to get into too much detail, but it wasn't like anything super serious. It was a little bit like Jekyll and Hyde.
Definitely. That's what Venom is supposed to be.
Definitely. I was trying to tell people, this is kind of like Marvel meets Jekyll and Hyde. Let's see, what else did I like? I guess the musical score was kind of good. I kind of liked Ludwig Göransson's work in movies like Creed and Black Panther, and for him to do another comic book movie, that definitely proves that he wants to do like some big stuff.
Exactly. I mean, the Eminem soundtrack at the end was my favorite. I thought it really went well with the movie.
Definitely. And overall, this wasn't like the worst thing I've ever seen.
No.
I mean, it's not as bad as people say it was going to be like Catwoman or Fantastic, and we'll probably get to those later on in the channel.
Yeah.
But I don't think it was like the best thing I've ever seen.
It wasn't the best thing I've ever seen. I fell asleep in the first 10 minutes, but...
No, it took forever for the movie to get going. I guess that's probably our biggest issue is the pacing. Because it just took forever to get going, and we did fit through a bunch of ads and previews.
Oh yeah, front and center line, I hate that thing. But anyway, Venom, I would definitely put Venom as a top superhero movie for this year, but it doesn't beat Infinity War for this year.
Doesn't beat Infinity War.
Doesn't come close.
No.
And I think Aquaman will surpass it when it comes in.
Really? You think Aquaman will beat Infinity War?
No, Venom.
Oh, Venom. Okay.
No. Nothing can beat Infinity War. Heck no.
I was about to say.
No DC movie can top that.
I was about to say, that's kind of a gutsy call.
Oh, no. Heck no. I promise you. Oh, Infinity War was too perfect.
No. Alright, so, with that being said, what would your rating be for this movie? Scale of 1 to 10.
Scale of 1 to 10. I'm going to give it a 7. I really enjoyed Venom and Eddie Brock's dialogue. The female character wasn't there to just be a hottie. She was in there actually helping.
Yeah.
And what was his name? Dan, the new boyfriend she had?
Yeah.
He was pretty good too. But the characters are memorable. The bad guy is somewhat good. I'm going to give it a 7.
Alright, I think I'll give it a 6. Like you said before, the dialogue between Eddie and Venom was pretty good. I'll probably get into that in like a spoiler video.
That's good.
I feel like the pacing could have been done a lot better, but when Venom actually does show up to fight, it is so much fun. So, in a strange way, I am kind of recommending it.
Yeah, the action was awesome. That's my favorite part of the movie, the action.
Alright, so is there anything else you wanted to add?
Nope, I'm good.
Alright, so next up will be a spoiler video for Venom. And hopefully you guys will enjoy it. If you did enjoy this video, then be sure to give it a big thumbs up. And if you're new to the channel, subscribe for more content. So, until next time, see you later, posse.